There was a time when cars weren't just machines. They were rolling dreams, symbols of freedom, status, and innovation. Every brand told its own story. Every hood ornament carried a promise. Driving wasn't only about reaching your destination. It was about pride, about style, about belonging to something bigger than yourself. To own a car was to own a piece of art, a slice of history, and a ticket to freedom. From chrome fins gleaming in the sunlight to muscle cars roaring down highways, every brand left behind memories of a golden era. But as the decades rolled on, many once beloved car brands vanished into history. Some went down fighting, others simply faded away, leaving only old photos, rusty badges, and the stories of those who once drove them. So join us as we rediscover 15 famous car brands that disappeared off the road, but left behind stories of innovation, passion, and nostalgia. 1. Pontiac. Pontiac wasn't just a car, it was attitude on wheels. The Firebird Trans Am with its screaming eagle decal, the raw GTO that defined muscle. It was rebellion, speed, and freedom. In movies, TV shows, and posters pinned to teenage bedroom walls, Pontiacs became icons of cool. But when the 2008 financial crisis shook General Motors, Pontiac was one of the first brands to be sacrificed. By 2010, the Pontiac nameplate was gone, leaving behind tire marks in American history and an empty space in the hearts of car lovers. 2. Oldsmobile. Step back to 1897, the dawn of the automobile. Oldsmobile was the first American car company, a pioneer that set the standard. It gave us rocket V8 engines, futuristic designs, and family sedans that defined generations. For more than a century, Oldsmobile was part of the American dream. But as the years rolled on, its spark dimmed. In 2004, after 107 years, the assembly lines fell silent. With Oldsmobile's closure, America lost a piece of its automotive soul. 3. Plymouth. Plymouth was Chrysler's people's car. Affordable, practical, and reliable. Families trusted Plymouth to carry them across towns, states, and generations. But Plymouth also had a wild side. Cars like the Barracuda and the Roadrunner didn't just drive, they roared. Yet by the late 1990s, the brand struggled to stand out in Chrysler's crowded lineup. By 2001, Plymouth was discontinued, leaving behind muscle car legends and family memories alike. 4. Saturn. Born in the 1980s, Saturn promised to be a different kind of car company. Plastic body panels that never rusted, unique dealerships, no haggle pricing. Everything about Saturn felt fresh. For a while it worked. Saturn owners were fiercely loyal, and the brand had a reputation for honesty. But when financial troubles hit GM, Saturn couldn't survive. By 2010, the once bold experiment became just another lost name in the rearview mirror. 5. Saab. Saab was different, unapologetically so. Born in Sweden from an aircraft company, its cars looked and felt like nothing else. Fighter jet dashboards, turbocharged engines, legendary safety. It wasn't about fitting in, it was about standing out. Saab built a cult following worldwide, but love alone couldn't save it. Years of financial trouble ended the brand in 2011. Today, Saab cars are rare sightings on the road, quirky reminders of innovation gone too soon. 6. Mercury. For decades, Mercury filled the space between Ford and Lincoln. Affordable yet stylish, Mercury cars gave middle-class buyers a taste of luxury. Models like the Cougar and Grand Marquis became household names. But by the 2000s, Mercury had lost its purpose. Sales dropped, and in 2010, Ford quietly ended Mercury's 70-year story, closing the chapter on a brand that once gave everyday drivers a little extra pride. 7. DeLorean. Few car brands achieve immortality with a single model, but DeLorean did. The stainless steel DMC-12, with its gull-wing doors, became a symbol of the future. Hollywood made it a legend with Back to the Future. But behind the fame was chaos. Production delays, quality issues, and financial scandals crushed DeLorean by 1982. Still, the car remains frozen in time, an icon of both failure and eternal coolness. 8. Hummer. Bold, brash, and bigger than life. Hummer was a military vehicle turned civilian monster. It rolled through cities and suburbs like a tank, unapologetically oversized. For some, it was freedom on four wheels. For others, it was wasteful excess. When gas prices soared and the financial crisis hit, Hummer couldn't survive. By 2010, it was gone. Yet today, the name is back, reborn as an electric giant, a symbol of how times change, but legends endure. 9. Packard. In the 1920s and 30s, Packard wasn't just a car, it was the car. Owned by celebrities, businessmen, and even royalty, Packard represented wealth, prestige, and craftsmanship. Its slogan, "Ask the man who owns one," wasn't marketing, it was fact. But after World War II, Packard struggled against Cadillac and Lincoln. By the late 1950s, the great luxury giant had fallen, leaving only classic car shows and collector garages to whisper its name. 10. Studebaker. Studebaker's story is legendary. From horse-drawn wagons in the 1850s to sleek cars in the 20th century, it was an American survivor. Models like the Avanti and Hawk proved Studebaker could innovate. But by the 1960s, competition was brutal. In 1967, Studebaker closed its doors. A company that began with wagons never got to see the muscle car boom it helped inspire. 11. AMC, American Motors. AMC was the underdog of American cars. It dared to be different, launching quirky models like the Pacer and Gremlin. But it also gave us the Jeep, one of the greatest automotive legacies of all time. By 1987, though, AMC couldn't stand alone. Chrysler absorbed it, and the AMC badge vanished. Yet its influence lived on. Every Jeep on the road today carries a piece of AMC's spirit. 12. Rover. In Britain, Rover was a name that meant dignity and tradition. From elegant sedans to sturdy Land Rovers, the brand was part of the country's identity. But global competition and financial trouble proved too much. In 2005, Rover disappeared, swallowed by larger corporations. Today, only the badge survives, sometimes seen at classic car meets, a ghost of British pride. 13. Eagle. Chrysler launched Eagle in the late 1980s to bring sporty, European-inspired cars to America. Models like the Talon looked sharp and modern. For a moment, Eagle had promise. But with little marketing and no clear identity, Eagle struggled. By 1999, the brand was quietly shut down, barely remembered outside car enthusiast circles. 14. DeSoto. Launched in 1928, DeSoto was Chrysler's answer to the growing middle-class market. It offered style at a price families could afford. For years, it thrived. But Chrysler's expanding lineup began to overlap, and DeSoto found itself squeezed out. In 1961, production stopped. A once proud brand disappeared, leaving only its name carved into history. 15. Tucker. Few brands are as legendary as Tucker. The Tucker 48, often called the car of tomorrow, had features decades ahead of its time. Seat belts, safety glass, rear engine, and even a rotating third headlight. But the dream was short-lived. Only 51 cars were built before lawsuits, politics, and financial troubles shut Tucker down in 1949. Today, each surviving Tucker is priceless, a reminder of what could have been. Final thoughts. And so, these 15 car brands remind us of a time when cars were more than machines. They were stories, statements, and symbols of pride. From the muscle cars of Pontiac to the futuristic dream of Tucker, each brand carried hopes and dreams on four wheels. They may have disappeared from the roads, but they live on in collectors' garages, car shows, museums, and the memories of those who once drove them. So tell us, if you could bring back just one of these legendary brands, which would it be? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more nostalgic journeys here on American Restored. Until next time, keep your hands on the wheel and your heart on the open road.